All right, guys, let's take a stretch and have a seat. So this morning, I had two of my 5-year-olds. Well, they're twins, my two 5-year-olds. They stayed over last night, and one of them is very impulsive, you know, and she's a lot like her father. I can see he just can't, you know, not be who he is. And then when my husband had to come home and take him home, I could feel his energy because he tends to get anxious if he thinks he's late, and he creates it in his mind and he doesn't see it. So I stopped him. I went up and I said, you've got to take a breath and just stay calm. And sometimes it's like asking them to be somebody else. But really what I'm saying is we can see from the outside traits that can be calmed with a calming practice, with a remembering that we have to be who we are, but looking at the stuff that doesn't suit us, that doesn't, you know, it doesn't suit us. It's not making our life better, like worrying or thinking the worst or feeling bad or letting your stomach get all messed up. So you take a breath and you look at those emotions, those anxiety and fear and all that stuff, and see those emotions as a visitor. This is what St. Salzburg says, Sharon Salzburg, the very famous Buddhist teacher. See those feelings as a visitor. She says, give them clothes, give them a name. Hers is called Lucy, like from the Peanuts character. And she says, and when it comes to your door, let that emotion in, give it a cup of tea, look at it, and then say, I'm not going to let you mess up the house. And the more we do that, the more we can change our habits and see our impulsiveness in my granddaughter's case, see this anxiety in my husband's case, see what is not feeling good in our body. And I was just telling you guys, working out this schedule, you know, with Allison, and how I'm worried that she should be okay and happy, and just take a breath and know that those feelings aren't going to make it any different or any better. So I'm going to look at it, let it in. Maybe I'll call mine Lucy too. Give her some tea and say, now you have to leave the house. So sit up nice and tall. Draw your shoulder blades down your back and lift your heart. Close your eyes and come to your breath. It's all in the breath. Our breath tells us when we are anxious because it's shallow and quick. But we have the power to deepen our breath. And when we deepen our breath, the nervous system calms, and we can see where we're feeling it in our body, whatever emotion we're feeling. And maybe we can make a better choice about our words and remember that we can say nothing. Calm ourselves. And after we're done giving that visitor her tea, we say, adios, hasta la vista. I'm done with you. It's a practice. It's a practice. So take 2 more big full breaths here. And slowly open your eyes. Good. Circle your arms all the way up, lifting your spine tall. And then I always like to start with lengthening the sides of our body. So you're going to reach to your right. Come back to center. Inhale back to center. And take your left elbow behind you. And then back to the right. Exhale. So you can take your right forearm a little closer to the earth. But make sure it's the breath that leads the way. The exhale, the inhale. Take a breath. Yeah. Exhale. My husband came barreling in to get the girls this morning. I knew he was going to be a mess. I went upstairs from the sacred space and I said, take a breath. Yeah. Exhale. And then he said to me, I didn't see you. I thought something was wrong. You know, it's so interesting how our minds work. We go to that fear place first, and it's never what you think. Okay, one more, just like that. Exhale, inhale, and all the way back to center. Roll your shoulder blades down, your back, and then take your left hand to the floor, lift your right arm all the way up and all the way over. Isn't it amazing how tight your spine gets? So let's make it a little bit longer on the right side. And then inhale using your core back up. So you're also squeezing your left ribs towards the left side of your pelvis. But you're just breathing, maybe with a hint of a smile. Take two more just like that. Oh, yeah. Inhale. And exhale. And all the way back to center. Inhale, circle your arms up. Twist to your right and take your left hand to your right knee. Use that resistance of your hand back to get a nice twist. And then I want you to take your right hand on top of your left. And you're going to coax your knee back in order to lengthen your spine and twist your left side of your waist to the right and look over your right shoulder. And you're going to feel some different muscles on the left side of your body and under your armpits, maybe even to the delts. Just feel that. Take a breath. We're not rushing, right? And inhale back to center. Take your right hand to your left knee, sit up tall, your left hand's behind you. Just try to start moving your right waist to the left. That's where the twist happens. And now you're going to take your left hand on top of your right, coax your knee back, lift up tall, and look over your left shoulder, getting lots of muscular energy in the right waist, the right obliques, even up to the right rear delts. Oh, yeah. And take a breath. Oh, yeah. And all the way back to center. Now, I want you to take your feet in front of you and wide, wider than your hips. And we're just going to start by dropping the knees to the right and start getting into our hips. Inhale to center and exhale. This little movement helps the muscles that we use to get up from the floor and sit on the floor. So as we mature, we never want to be afraid to sit on the floor or pick something up or play with somebody on the floor, right? So exhale, come back to center. Exhale, inhale to center. Good. Now, if you want to take your arms forward and use more core, you can do that too. Just, oh, yeah. Exhale, you're moving with your breath. Remember, this is super important. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. You're going to take one more all the way over to the right, all the way to the right. And now you're going to twist to your right, taking your left hand to your right knee and get an even deeper twist as you look over your right shoulder. Really look over the right shoulder. See what you can see there, right? A bigger vision, expansive, past what we thought we think we could, what we know, right? Past that picture in our head. And then make your way back to center. And you're going to change sides all the way to the left, twisting all the way to the left, maybe even looking so far back that you won't believe it. Take your right waist all the way over to the left. Oh, get a nice breath here. And make your way back to center. So we're going to come to lying on our back to start to release our pelvis. I really like to do that now. So yeah, I go through stages. Take your right knee in towards your chest. Roll your right ankle and just get a nice stretch here. Now you're going to flex your right ankle, step your right foot forward, but hold your shin back. And you'll find that in that resistance, your hip flexor gets nice and cooked up. This is what, again, allows us to sit on the floor and get up. So breathe into that space. Oh, yeah. And release. Take your left knee towards your chest. Hold on to it. Roll your left ankle. Then flex your left ankle, stepping it forward, but holding the shin back so you feel in the left hip flexor where the bendy part, that little fold between your thigh bone and your pelvis. And just get a nice breath here. Good. And draw your knees to your chest. Now you're going to take your hands behind your head and extend your legs up toward the ceiling. We're going to try this. You're going to take the top of the pelvis back so you feel a nice flatness in the low back and an engagement in the core. I want you to take your right leg down and then inhale back up. And then we're going to alternate by lifting our chest, not by pushing on our head, but by firing up the core. This is for your low back and the core. And you're going to inhale back. Ready? Exhale now your left leg down. Inhale back. And now you're going to lift your chest. Squeeze the core. Inhale. Exhale your right leg down. Inhale up. And get that squeeze. Inhale back. Left leg. With the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Right leg. Inhale. Exhale. And let's do one more on the left. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Beautiful. And then draw your knees to your chest. And now you're going to take your arms to T. I want you to take your knees out to the right about halfway. Notice where you're firing it up in your belly and your hips. And then inhale back to center. Exhale to your left, halfway. Good. Inhale to center. I want to hear that big full breath. Exhale. And when you exhale, your belly's going to draw back, and you're going to keep the engagement in your belly as you find that little twist here. Good. Back to center. Over to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale halfway to the left. Inhale to center. And now you're going to drop your knees to the right. And once again, you're going to take your hands behind your head. Kind of roll your ribs to the left. Now, keeping your bottom right thigh bone and your right upper arm on the earth, you're going to twist from the left elbow, squeezing the core, and then you're going to inhale all the way open. And notice how that gets into your spine. That gets into your thoracic spine. So exhale, squeeze it. Inhale and open. Good. Exhale. And inhale. Continue just like that. 4, 3, 2. Good. Last one. And back to center. Take your arms to T, come all the way back. Just kind of slide your bum over to the right. Lift your knees and drop them to your left. Roll your ribs to the right so you get a nice twist. Take your hands behind your back and keep the groundedness of your left thigh bone down and your left upper arm down as you twist to your right. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open. Continue just like that, moving at the rate of your breath. Maybe doing something different, something new. Looking at any old habits that you have in your practice. Maybe it's just about engaging your core and keeping the belly engaged. Maybe it's pressing the bottom thigh bone down and feeling the connectedness to the earth. Take one more just like that. Inhale back to center. Now you're going to take your right arm over to the left and roll all the way over into table pose, hands and knees. Yeah, like Disney magic. Press your fingerprints and the roots of your fingers, the base of your fingers down, not your wrists. Keep your knees beneath your hips. Make your way into cat and cow. Inhale. Good. and exhale, belly back. Inhale, exhale. Yeah. Now we're going to get into the bigger muscles there and low body. Ready? Now, back to table, your shoulder blades hug together. You're going to lift your right knee up and squeeze your right glute and lower. And lift, exhale, and inhale. I want you just really moving with the breath. Your gaze is slightly forward. I don't want you to dip your head, dump your head, because it's a lot of weight on your shoulders. So squeeze. But you're going really slow at the rate of your yogic breath, right? Squeeze, squeeze. Good. Squeeze. So you feel a little fire in your right hip. 8, 7, 6, 4. Good. 3, 2. That's 1. Now you can extend your right leg back behind you, your left arm forward, finding a nice little balance just with the belly back, and imagining you're strengthening all those little muscles that hold your spine in order, right? Now, keeping the nice engagement in your right thumb, you're going to bend your right knee and reach toward your right foot with your left hand, but we're not going to grab it because we're going to come all the way back. And then exhale. So you're going to bend your right knee so much that you feel it in the right quad, which is in the front of your right thigh bone. Exhale, in front of your right thigh, and come back. Exhale, squeeze, inhale. Fully present, fully conscious of where you're feeling the sensations in your body, and then you name it. You give it a name. That's the visitor. Maybe it's going to be edge here. Maybe it's sensation. But if it's pain, then we back off, right? 4. Good. 3. Good. 2. Last 1. And back to balance. And back to table. Good. And just take some hip circles here. Maybe curl your toes under. Come back to your breath. Notice if you're not breathing, and I want you to come back to the breath. Now, I want you to take your right elbow up toward the ceiling. So this is going to take the shoulder blades and put it in alignment. Hope you can see here. Your right elbow is going to reach up. And notice how the scapula goes down your back and toward the spine. That's what we want. And you're going to take your right elbow across your body as if you're trying to squeeze your belly, and take your right elbow towards the left elbow. And then inhale up. And exhale, squeeze. Good. And inhale up. And exhale, squeeze it. Yeah. Inhale. This is going to get your spine nice and in order. Take a nice shirt back. Exhale. Inhale. Notice how you move only with the breath, and see if you can set your intention to catch your breath when you're getting out of order, if you will. All right, extend your right arm up now, nice and long, and now you're going to thread the needle. And inhale up. And exhale, thread the needle, taking your right shoulder toward the earth, and inhale up. Now, for the next one, you're going to take your right shoulder all the way to the earth. And if it's impossible or difficult, you can take your right shoulder to a block. Let's see if you can see this. And do it that way. Okay? So you're going to take your right arm under your left, get a nice stretch here, extend your left arm long over your head. Take a nice breath here. Oh, yeah. And all the way back to center. Now we're going to take this for a spin. So I want you to come into down dog here. Shoulder blades back. Make your way to dog. And as you walk your dog, notice how your right shoulder should feel warmer and more aligned than the left. Yeah, so let's fix that, shall we? With your breath, exhale, come back to table. Take a breath. Just take a breath. Good. Now you're going to lift your left leg up. So the left knee stays at 90 degrees. We're squeezing the left bum and lower. And exhale. And get your belly engaged there too, because we want that involved. And exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Exhale. Good. Squeeze. Eight, 7, 6, 5. Good. 4, 3. You go really slow and not rush through it. Good. Last one. Now you're going to extend your left leg long and make sure your right hand is engaged in the place. You can extend your right arm forward. Not only is this good for your balance, but this is for your core and your spine. This is a real classic pose. And take a breath here. Ready? Now you're going to bend your left knee and go to reach forward, but you're not going to grab it because you're going to come all the way back to center. So this gets into your core, your glutes, and also your quads. So the left quad, you're going to really bend your knees as if you want to kick your bum. Yeah, nice. Present with your breath. Let me hear the exhale and your inhale. 4. Make sure you don't dump your head. 3. Ooh, 2. Yeah, hoping you're feeling the love here. 1. And all the way back to the balance, lifting up and back to table pose. And just take some hip circles here. Come on to your tiptoes if you can, so you get into your feet a little bit. Don't get enough stretching. But now we're going to get into our left shoulder. Thank goodness. Now you're going to take your left elbow up, shoulder blades down your back. Make sure you're not shrugging your shoulders up towards your ears. Left elbow up and squeeze over to the right. And inhale up. And exhale, squeeze it. Inhale. And exhale. I'm just going to take a few more here. Good. Real edgy. Find the edge of the pose where you can't go any further. This is the last one. And now you can extend your left arm up and begin to thread the needle. And then inhale up and begin to thread the needle. Yeah. Take one more just like that. Really get a nice deep breath. And inhale all the way up and thread the needle, taking your left shoulder either to the floor or to a block. And make your way, extending your right arm long, getting a nice stretch in your body, but also a stretch in your upper shoulder. Breathe into it. So we knew what it feels like to have just the right side stretched. Now we're really stretching the left. Big full breath. Beautiful. And all the way back to table. Good. Now step your right foot forward, just forward of your right hand. And I want you to flex your front right ankle. Flex it. So you feel it all the way to the back of the right leg. Press your right heel down and imagine you're pulling it back with the right hip. Ooh, yeah. Beautiful stretch. Big breath. Then you're going to exhale, step into your right foot and take your right shin forward, getting into your hips. Yeah. Inhale back. We're all going to look different here. And exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. I love this. Good. Now step into your right foot, take your left hand to the mat and open it up into a twist, rolling your left ribs forward. Roll it forward, lean back, open your heart. So the shoulder blades are hugging together and they're down your back as we woke them up. Exhale your right hand to the floor and make your way into a lunge, lifting the back left knee up. And you can just lift and lower your hips. Good. Now, if you want, you can lower your left knee towards the earth and extend your left inner thigh long. These, again, are muscles that help us get up onto the chair, off the floor. Really reach and lower your left knee and extend and lower. Extend, lower, extend. Just take 2 more just like that. Good. Then walk your hands back, shorten your stance, lengthen both legs long, and a nice stretch in the hamstrings of both legs. Good. Oh yeah. Step into your right foot, lift your left leg all the way up, and then exhale your left foot beside your right. Forward fold. Press your feet to the earth. Lift and spread your toes. That's such a cool thing to do. Lift your belly. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up and bring your palms together to your heart center and release. Take your feet wide and your toes out, and we're going to come into a goddess. Now, as you come into it, I want you to encourage your thigh bones away from you and stay deep. Inhale, stay deep. Good. Inhale, exhale. Good. So we're going to start there. Now, you're going to take your elbows back, shoulder blades down your back, and inhale your arms to the letter V. And then exhale. When you come down, I want you to come onto your tiptoes. And then inhale. Here I am. Exhale. Now, if that's too much for your shoulders, you keep your elbows at goalposts, right? Exhale. Inhale. But if you can come onto your tiptoes, this releases your hips. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. 4. I want you to really feel the breath. Get that into your mind that you can always come back to controlling your breath. 2. Last one. And all the way up. And we're going to take little pulses here. Just pulsing your shoulder blades together as if your elbows want to meet behind you. You're on your tiptoes. Your hips might go a little lower. It might go a little lower. It might go a little lower. All the way up. And release. Now I want you to take your strap. So you can have a strap, a belt, whatever you have. Doesn't matter. We're going to start with the strap over our head and as wide as we can go and pull the strap apart. So your shoulder blades are down your back, your belly's engaged. But the more you pull the strap apart, you can feel the shoulder blades hug together. And we're going to start with soft knees. Take a breath. Now you're going to just side bend to the right, pulling your right hand down and your left hand up. And then inhale back to center. And then exhale to the left. Pull your left hand down, your right hand up. Oh yeah. And inhale back to center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Are your knees soft, guys? Are you going directly sideways as if there's a wall behind you? I recommend it. This helps us get into our shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And back to center. Now I want you to take the strap over your head and wide, and you're going to pull the strap behind you. And there's going to be a place behind you where your shoulders say, I don't think so. But you're going to let that visitor in and say, we'll have tea later. Because what we're going to do is widen our hands and come all the way down. Yeah. Now, if you have sensitive shoulders and that doesn't feel right, you know not to do that. Because we're going to come all the way back up. And all the way down. Widen your hands on the strap. Take much more length of the strap, pulling the strap apart. This is going to get really good into your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale through your nose if you can, if you're not talking. And all the way back to center. This is where we're going to start. And release. Beautiful. And release the strap, standing up tall. Oh, yeah. Now, soften your knees. We're going to come to Utkatasana. Shins forward, bum back. And you're going to take your palms up behind you with the shoulder blades down your back and your belly engaged. And you're just going to lift your arms as you come a little deeper. Shoulder blades down your back, palms up, up, up. This is the first one. Then circle your arms up into Utkatasana. Take your twist to the right. Keep your left hip back, opening up your heart. Inhale back to center. Ooh, your quads should be feeling cooked. And all the way to your left, keeping your right hip back. Inhale back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, step back into plank, and you will know by now your body well enough to know if your knees should be up or down. Okay, doesn't matter, but I just want you to be there and take a breath. When you feel like you want to get out of it, you want to move faster, stop, take a breath. Good. Then you're going to lower all the way down to the mat. For the first one, I want you to make sure you walk your hands back. Then take the shoulder blades down your back as you lift your heart. Find a little movement here. You can even lift your knees into an up dog. Okay, and right into down dog. Beautiful. And then find your breath. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Now come onto the tiptoes of your left foot. Find lots of length here. And exhale, step your right foot forward, preparing for warrior one, stepping your feet into the earth. Press your feet down and circle your arms all the way up. So right in warrior one. Outer arm bones back. Notice how your shoulders are nice and warm and down your back. It feels so good. Good. Now come right into warrior two. I'm just going to turn around so you can see me. Good. Good. Now you're going to pivot your feet parallel. And you're going to grab your strap once again. This time we're going to take the strap in front of us, right? So your toes are all aiming forward. The outer edges of your feet are parallel. And you're going to pull the strap apart, shoulder blades down your back. Now with soft knees, you're going to tip from the top of the pelvis, getting into the core, pull the strap apart. And then the back of your head, the strap leads the way up. Good. Exhale, come all the way forward. Belly back. Inhale, pull the strap apart. Come all the way up. Exhale, forward. Soft knees. Inhale, up. Good. Last time, exhale. Into those flexors, the core. Press your toes down. Come all the way up. Now you're going to come into warrior two, again on the right with the legs. Take your bum back. Start to lengthen both legs long, and we're going to come into a triangle with the strap, pulling the strap apart. So you might want to widen your hands on the strap, but pull the strap apart and notice how the shoulder blades hug together. I want you to lift your right waist, your right ribs up into the left, okay? Good. So you have the shoulders hugging and the right ribs lifting. Now inhale all the way up and see if you can reverse it. And exhale. So we did this with our feet parallel. Can we do it in triangle? Good. Really slow with the breath. Pulling the strap apart. Oh, yeah. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, last one up. Yeah. And all the way back. Stay in triangle pose. Just have a breath or two here. Then gaze down, release your strap, take your hands to the floor, and step all the way back to down dog. Oh my God, my body feels better already. Good. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you, come onto the tiptoes of your right foot. Really get into the right peroneal muscles. Good. Exhale, step your left foot forward, preparing for warrior one. Inhale all the way up. Yeah, find your way, whatever that feels like. You know what your shoulders can do, and you don't go into that place of pain, right? You don't entertain her, right? Take a breath. Good. And make your way into warrior two. Ready? Now, once again, you're going to pivot your feet parallel and grab your strap. Arms to T, soft knees. And you're going to tip forward and inhale up. And exhale forward. Belly back. This should be right into the core. And inhale up. Good. 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. And all the way up. Come onto the tiptoes. You're coming to warrior two on the left. Come into that warrior two, right? So the shoulder blades are down your back and hug together because you're really pulling that strap apart. Soften both your knees, take your bum back, and lengthen both legs long. And then we're going to tip to the left and all the way up and over. And all the way to the left. And all the way up and over. Oh yeah. And all the way over, maybe even more than you thought. Maybe widen your hands on that strap, maybe making your arms even wider apart. You know, I have to do that every now and then. Good. Take 2 more, really slow with the breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now we're going to stay in triangle on the left, just for a breath or 2. Left waist is lifted into the right, shoulder blades down your back and hugging together by the strap. And release. Make your way into a lunge on the left and lower your back right knee. Now you're going to extend your left leg in front of you, flexing your front left ankle. Left ankle is flexed. Press the left outer hip back, get all the way up the back side of your left leg. Big breath. Then you're going to exhale, step into your left foot and take your left shin forward. Yeah. And inhale back. And exhale forward. And inhale back. And exhale forward. And inhale. Good. Really get into it. Oh, yeah. Come on. Nice stretch in your back. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Now you're going to step into your left foot. Take your right hand to the floor. Open it up into that twist. Lean back. Open your heart. Shoulder blades are hugged together. Lots of power in your shoulders. Take your left hand to the floor, lift your back right knee up. You're in a low lunge, and then you're going to lower your right knee toward the earth and then extend the right inner thigh long. Lower, extend. Extend. Find a few more breaths here. 8. Quiet is the breath. Notice how your mind wants to go so much faster. We're going to breathe. And we're not going to let those ugly stories from our fear get us. We're just going to breathe. We're not late. We're not in a hurry. Life will be there when we get there, right? Okay, last one. Straighten both your legs long as you shorten your stance quite a bit, getting a nice stretch in the back of the left leg. Take the left outer hip back, really stretch your back. So imagine my hands are on your hips and I'm lifting your pelvis up. You'll get a nice stretch there, belly back. Step into your left foot. Lift your right leg all the way up. And step your right foot beside your left. Forward fold. Lovely forward fold. It should feel really deep. Maybe you can even take your hands around your thigh bones. Take a breath. Good. Press your feet down. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up. And bring your palms together to your heart center. And release. So what I'd like to do is do some things for the core and for our hips now, because I think our shoulders are pretty open. So everyone, come into a yoga squat. Wide feet. Keep your inner thigh bones wide, but keep your inner arms, if you can, inside your thigh bones, squeezing the thigh bones in and your arms out and wide. If this is too deep, or if you're not on flat feet, you can always come higher and take your forearms to your thighs. This is beautiful. You just want to stay flexible and strong, right? Take a breath. And release all the way to the earth. Now, we haven't done a bunch of seated stuff in a long time. So I want you to start by taking the soles of your feet together. Sit up super tall. Now, as you press the pinky side edges of your feet down, I want you to isometrically draw them back. So you feel the energy coming up your inner thighs into your belly. So keep that. This is called muscular energy. You're hugging it in. Keep that. And now lengthen your thigh bones long, and they might come a little closer to the earth. Now, maybe you can shift the top of your pelvis slightly forward. You're not going to go far. But notice that judge inside your head that says it's not enough, it's too much, I'm scared, I'm afraid. Just breathe. Take big yoga breath. Lovely, yeah. A little bit more, maybe a little bit more. Just release, just see where you go. And then inhale all the way back up. Good. Now you're going to take your hands under your knees, lifting up your knees and extending both legs nice and long. So I like to roll my inner thighs toward the floor and widen my bum. That opens up my my SI and my pelvic floor, and it gives more room for your tailbone to release down. Sit up tall. Flex your ankles, widen your toes. And I want you to reach through the balls of the big toes as if there's a gas pedal under the ball of your big toe. Now, with your breath engaged, imagine your sit bones are stuck and you're pressing them back. Now you're really tall. Inhale, circle your arms up. This is called stick figure. Yeah, your stick figure. Keeping the thigh bones grounded and your heels. You always want the heels grounded because if they're lifted, you're hyperextending your knees, okay? So the heels and the thigh bones are grounded, and you're going to fold forward and tap wherever your fingertips go. And then you're going to inhale all the way up. Exhale wherever the fingertips go. It might be your shins. It might be your knees. Inhale all the way up. Then exhale, tap. Good. Inhale up. Good. Two more just like that. Exhale. Inhale. Now this last one, as you exhale and tap, I want you to really press the thigh bones down to lift yourself all the way up and release. And you're going to bend your right knee towards your chest and step your right foot high up into your left thigh. This is called Janu Shirshasana, letter A. Take your left outer hip back. Inhale, circle your arms up and aim your heart towards your left knee. The left knee is aiming up. And you're going to tip forward towards your left knee, your heart towards the left thigh bone. If your right thigh bone is high, put a block under there, okay? But otherwise, whatever you do, I want you to press the right thigh bone down as much as the left and get a nice stretch here. Close your eyes and really notice your breath. You inhale, come out of it, and then you exhale. Maybe you'll get a little deeper into it. Good. Press your thigh bones down, come all the way back up. Nice. Now you're going to take your right hand under your right shin, lift it up, and you're going to step your right foot outside the left. And then I want you to slide your long left leg over to the right. Good. And then sit up tall. Sit up really tall. And you're going to twist to your right. So I like to take my right hand across my body and just kind of roll my belly to the right and get a really deep twist here. If you can take your right knee and aim it up to the ceiling, that's really great. If you take your left leg over to the right, the long leg to the right, you'll get more clearance and you might get a little deeper in this pose. You can always take your left elbow outside the right thigh and get a big deep twist here. This is so good for your hips. Breathe into it. Use all the power in your shoulders. They'll be warmed up. All the legs in your spine. Take a breath. And then inhale back to center. Now you're going to walk your right foot over to the left and lay your right knee down on top of the right. You can keep your bottom left leg straight, or you can bend your bottom left knee as long as they're stacked. They're both good options. Now we're going to use all our shoulders. Circle your arms up. You're going to bend your right elbow. And maybe you'll take your left hand to your right elbow and just coax your elbow a little closer to your ear and down your back. Lift your heart. That's option one. Option two is take your left hand out to the left, left thumb down, and you can bend your left elbow and maybe your fingers will touch. You know, this is a good place for the strap too. Your right hand, take the strap in your right hand, take your left arm out to the left, bend your elbow, and you can pull your right hand up and your left hand down. I forgot to tell you that part, sorry. Flex your ankles, lift up tall, and now you can just kind of tip forward from the top of the pelvis, keep pulling the strap as you fold into that space. Oh yeah. Take a breath. Listen for the sensations of your body. In other words, where are you feeling it? What? Then press your thigh bones down to come all the way up and release. Oh, that's so yummy. Just kind of shake it out. And now we're going to do the other side. Take your left knee towards your chest, and now you're going to open up the left hip. Now again, if your left knee is higher than your pelvis, you might want to put a block under your left shin. That works. That's great. But make sure your right knee is up to the ceiling and your right toes aim to the ceiling. Right? Okay. Inhale, circle your arms up, and exhale and tip forward. Doesn't matter where your hands go, but close your eyes. On the exhale, you're going to just release into this pose. On the inhale, I want you to feel a little lift out of it. Okay, so you got that. Keep your right thigh bone grounded and your right heel pressed down to the earth. And just find that little pulse. Good. Notice how the two sides of your body are so different. Oh, cool. It's really cool. Okay, press your thigh bone and your heel down to come all the way up. Now you're going to take your left hand under your left knee, lift it up. Step your left foot over your right thigh. Take your long right leg and slide it over to the left. And you can stay just like this, or you can bend your bottom left knee. Okay. You're going to hug your shin to sit up tall. Take your left hand and just kind of take it to the right side of your body to massage your belly to the left. And you can hold on to your shin, or you can take your right elbow outside. This is a very classic pose, Matsyendrasana. Look over the left shoulder, get a nice stretch. Get into all those body parts. Close your eyes and take a big inhale through your nose. Big yoga exhale. The kind of breath you take when you want to just calm your mind. Inhale back to center. You're gonna walk your right foot over to the left. Now, you can keep your bottom right leg straight, right? And just stack your knees, or you can bend your bottom right knee. It doesn't matter, right? Then extend your left arm up, bend in your left elbow. This is where you might want your strap. Let's take our strap. Bend the left elbow. Take your right hand to your left elbow. Make sure your head's not forward. Got a nice long neck. Your ears in line with your shoulders. Okay? And you're gonna coax your elbow down. You can stay just like that. This is great. Or you can take your right arm out to the right, thumb down, so you're rolling the shoulder. Bend your right elbow, and you can grab the strap, and your left hand is going to pull the strap up as your right hand pulls the strap down. Lift your heart, and then exhale right into this pose. Oh, yeah. Take about 4 breaths here. Inhaling out of it, exhaling into it. And inhale all the way back up and release. Perfect. Let's just release your strap and shake it out. Wow. And then come all the way to lying on your back. We're going to prepare for a little Shavasana before we get into meditation. So come to lying on your back, draw your knees to your chest. Take some big circles here. Good. Extend your right leg all the way up to the ceiling, interlacing your fingers behind your right thigh bone. And extend your left leg long, if you like, if it works. Press your thigh bone forward as you hold it towards you and down to the back of your hip. And then extend both legs long, 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 long. Yeah. Inhale through your nose. And now exhale slowly through your nose as you slowly release your right leg all the way to the earth. Yeah. You already did a nice deep twist. So now we're going to just lengthen. Take your left knee towards your chest, interlace your fingers as you behind the thigh bone as you extend your left leg straight. You can keep your right knee bent if your hips want it that way. You're going to press your thigh bone forward, but hold it towards you and down to the back. Extend both your legs long, long, long. Take a big full breath. Inhale through your nose. Oh, then exhale, the whole exhale, all the way down to the earth. Take your arms, palms up beside you. Take another inhale through your nose. Exhale now through your mouth. And we're going to take a nice little Shavasana and take rest. Start rolling your wrists and your ankles. Inhale, extend your arms up over your head. Exhale through your mouth. Draw your knees to your chest. Yeah. Roll to your right side. Just be there for a moment. Notice the emotions that come rushing in. And don't push them away, because the more you push those away, the harder they're going to push back. Just take a breath. Let them in. Give them a wardrobe. Give them a name. Serve them a cup of coffee. And then don't invite them to stay. Okay? You choose which ones you invite to stay. And then make your way to a seat on your mat. Yeah. Bring your palms together to your heart center with your eyes closed. We are so deeply connected to one another, and we don't see it. So we allow only the most positive, loving thoughts towards each other as we can. Allow the other ones to leave. Light to me honors that light of you. Namaste. Yeah. Mwah. All right, guys, I'm just going to turn off the recording so that and stop it.